Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In case you're new here, my name is Pammy and on here I am reviewing clean beauty. So thank you so much for joining me in today's video where I'm going to be reviewing the brand Kosas. So Kosas is an American clean beauty brand from Los Angeles. And I have been using their products for over a solid year by now. So I'm really thrilled to be giving you this review finally after I accumulated all these products. And I did definitely gain a lot of experience. I do have some really strong opinions. There are some hits and some misses here. But you guys, always keep in mind that all of these opinions in my videos are solely mine. So if a product does work for me, doesn't mean it's going to work for you and vice versa. I just want to point that out because everyone's skin is so different. Everyone's style and makeup is so individual. And all you're gonna get from me is my honest opinion. Now, if you want to read more about Kosas clean ingredient standards, you can definitely do that. They have everything on their website. They are 100% cruelty-free and vegan-friendly. Now, I do want to say that they have removed carmine from their ingredients list, but certain products may have beeswax. I am not sure if everything I have in my review is going to be 100% vegan, but most of these products are actually. So I have accumulated a lot of their products, you know, and I have used them for quite a while right now, but I also literally picked up their newest release, their Cloud Set powder. So we're gonna have that in today's video, of course. And also I did pick up some of these new concealer revealer shades. So those are definitely going to be featured in today's video as well. Also, if you do enjoy clean beauty and if you do enjoy this kind of content that I create on my channel, I would absolutely love to have you here. You just have to hit that subscribe button to come and join the clean beauty family on here. And if you ring the bell, you'll be notified about all of my upcoming videos. And if you do enjoy this full face review, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. That would be extremely appreciated. You can also drop me a comment below if you still have a question after the review. I would be more than happy to engage with you guys and to actually help you if you have a question. But yeah, so I feel like let's just go ahead and let's start with the very first product and let's get this review rolling. Now, Kosas mainly has makeup. They don't have skincare yet. They have one product that stands out a little bit, but I'm gonna be talking about that at the end of the review. So let's actually start with their base products. Now, Kosas does not have a primer just yet. So let's actually start with their foundation. So this is the Tinted Face Oil Foundation and this retails for $42. This product, unfortunately, I had a very bad experience with this foundation. And I'm gonna tell you guys why. Before I'm gonna go ahead and smash this product, let's actually read what they're claiming on the website about this. So, comfy makeup, active skincare, a clean light coverage skin tint and nourishing skin elixir with a velvety finish that still looks like your skin, just way more even, healthy and balanced. Okay, so let's have a look at the ingredients. So the very first ingredient in this foundation oil skin tint product is cocoa caprylic caprate. It's literally the diluted version of coconut oil. It's derived from coconuts, it's not the real thing. And then it's followed by octidodecanonon. I don't even know what that is, you guys. Jojoba seed oil, avocado oil, silica, mica, rice bran extract, which is really good, camellia oil, kaolin, meadow foam seed oil, sunflower extract, rosemary, and raspberry seed oil. Rosemary leaf extract, actually. So this foundation does come in 16 shades. That's okay. It's not the best. It's not the worst. I have this in the shade 3.5. So that's a fair to light with neutral undertones. Now, I will say the shade no problemo, but so let me explain why I don't like this product. First off, in terms of application and stuff, I mean, it's an oil. It kind of almost requires you to use your fingers, and to me that's just such a mess. I never ever like to use my hands because my hands are just going to be full with foundation afterwards. It's just so annoying. This is the runniest foundation I've ever tried. Obviously the oil is going to separate from everything else that they've mixed in here. There is like this bullet in here that you can hear. So this bullet in here really is going to help to shake it up. What happened to me with this foundation is quite simple. I applied this foundation and after a couple of seconds, my skin reacted to it. So basically my skin started kind of burning. Not over the top burning, but it was more of a feeling like it was very itchy. I just felt like I wanted to scratch my face nonstop. You know, when you just feel like you just want to scratch, you just want to get it off your face the minute you put it on. That was my experience with this product. On the day where I filmed the footage that you're gonna see, my skin was definitely suffering a bit more. I had to deal with some flare-ups and some maskne and stuff like that. And this was the last thing my skin really wanted or needed. But I also tried it out on different days and I just put it on my cheek and it did the exact same thing. It gave me that itching sensation. Now, I really don't know what ingredient causes this in this formula, because when I look at these ingredients, most of them I'm familiar with. Now, it might just be the oil, I don't know. It kind of itches a little bit, you know? I'm like, I'm so tempted to scratch right here and here. And also I'm acne prone, so I'm always looking for coverage. Now, I knew that this would not be like the most full coverage ever. It's a very, very sheer coverage, but I had no idea that it would be that sheer. And I tried to build this up, and what happened was I looked like a greasy mess. And plus, another thing I realized was that this stuff clinged on to every single dry patch I had. It really clings on to my dry patches around my nose. I did not want to have accentuated. I wanted to blur them out. Now here comes this face oil and you think it's going to smooth out your skin. No, no, no. This grabbed on to every single pore. It's just one of the worst foundations I've ever tried in my life, to be honest. Also, it did not dry down. So a transferry mess as well. And I just don't like it. I don't like it. I am so sorry if I'm bashing this product and it's your favorite foundation, okay? But everyone's skin is so individual and different. And this just did nothing for me. So honestly, I feel like this product is only good for people who have flawless skin already and who just want a little bit of something, a little bit of shine on their face. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this foundation. I don't know. I'm going super hard on this, but it's just because this really did irritate my face and I just didn't like it. And I'm not gonna say, oh, it's nice, it gives you some shine and everything, when everything I wanted to do was getting this off my face as quick as possible. Phew, I feel like almost like having a nervous breakdown talking about this, so. Okay, you guys, so let's actually move on to the next product, and I really like this product, so let's move on to their concealer. So this is the Kosas Revealer Concealer, and this retails for $28. A good old favorite of mine. I have an entire video where I actually used this concealer as a foundation. I'm going to link it up in my cards and also in my description box below if you want to see that video. And back then when they actually released the Kosas Revealer Concealer, the biggest complaint on this product was that all the undertones kind of leaned too yellow. And since then, they came out with new shades. This is actually one of my favorite products by the brand, so I was extremely pleased to see that they came out with new shades, mainly with new undertones, which is super cool. As of right now, they actually carry 28 shades with this product. So that's a very extensive shade range for a concealer. If you consider that their foundation actually only comes in 16 shades, you can tell that people most likely love this product a little bit more. Let's actually read the claims on this concealer real quick. What are they actually saying about this? So a medium coverage, super creamy concealer, eye cream and spot treatment in one that visibly brightens and helps reveal better skin over time. So some of these beneficial ingredients are caffeine, pink algae. They help to brighten. Arnica and provitamin B5 are soothing ingredients. One thing that I really like is that they included peptides and hyaluronic acid in this formula. That is so cool to see a concealer with these skincare benefits. So you guys, I am going to insert some swatches of the existing shades that I had, and of course of the new shades that I have. There is a shade that was released called 0.5. Now, I think for me personally, since I'm a light medium skin tone, I feel like that one might just be a little bit too bright for my liking, so I did not pick that one up. So the shade 01 is described as a light with neutral peach undertones. And now we have one of the new shades, and this is the shade 1.5, which is described as a light with pink undertone. The shade 2 is described as a light with golden undertone shade. The shade 2.5 is a light with cool peach undertones. The shade 3 is described as a light with subtle golden undertones. The shade 3.2 is described as a light with neutral olive undertones. Now, I also used to have the shade 3.5, and that shade is described as a light with golden undertones. However, that was way too golden for me. So I actually gave it to one of my friends. I sent it off to her, but it's still in the video that I made about this concealer being a foundation. Now, I feel like all these new shades described as a cool undertone, to me, cool is pink, right? I don't see the pink. I see this as being super neutral. This is a great color for me. So for people who actually require a really pink shade, this is still going to be too yellow. I mean, it's not going to be as yellow, but it's kind of neutral. It might work a little bit better, but I just want to have pointed that out. You know, another complaint about this product was that after a couple of months, I would say for me it was after like 6 to 8 months, my product completely went bad. And the smell of awful. It smells like something has expired, you know, like truly past its expiry date. Now the thing was, on this bottle, it always said this is good for 12 months, okay? They have changed that though, and I feel like they've watched so many maybe YouTube reviewers where they pointed that out, or they must have read their reviews that this product went bad after a couple of months, although it says this is good for a year. So they've changed that actually. So if you're now looking at the Revealer Concealer, you're gonna see that it's only good for 6 months after opening. I'm just really happy that they changed that though, because it is quite important to tell the customer, you know, when their product is gonna go bad. So let's talk about the fact that I really like this product. I really enjoy this concealer. This concealer is fun. It's creamy, it blends out beautiful, it leaves my skin sort of like smooth and soft, and I really love it, you know. So I use the shade 3.2 literally to spot conceal a little bit. I always use this with a sponge. I just feel like with a sponge, it just looks like flawless. It literally blends out the best, looks really smooth. I mean, you could take whatever you want. I feel like with a brush, you might get some streaking because it's quite an emollient formula, but you'll definitely get somewhat of a medium coverage. Now I tried to use this on my bare skin, just on top of spots, to show you a little bit how the coverage is like. If you don't use a foundation, if you don't use anything else, this is what you're gonna end up with only one layer. Now the shade 3.2, it's fine for me. It is a little bit olive, a little bit more yellow than these other two new shades that I have, which are more suitable for my neutral undertone. But this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a medium coverage and a radiant finish. Now for my under eye, I actually use the shade 1.5. And what I like to do with this is actually not overuse it too much. So what I like to do is just apply it a little bit into my inner corners and just a little bit outside of my under eye, let it sit, and then use the shade 2.5, and I'm literally gonna go onto the high points of my face to brighten that up, because the shade 2.5 is a little bit brighter than my base. I actually did use a foundation on top of that concealer today. I used the Bite Beauty Micellar Foundation in the shade L40, just for reference. So I blend out the high points of my face first because I actually like to let my concealer sit on my under eye just for a little bit. So just that the concealer can warm up to the skin and it's just gonna blend out like a dream. Now, in terms of creasing, I would definitely advise you guys to not overuse this product on your under eyes. Just remember, you can always add product. It's more difficult to take it away. I would advise you to use a dampened sponge on this. These smaller sponges are great for your under eye. I really love the finish of this. I like what this does for my under eye. In terms of creasing, I would advise you to just use a little bit less product. I definitely always set my concealer with powder. Now, is this a concealer that won't crease on you? Unfortunately, this does crease a little bit. I mean, it does settle into some fine lines, very fine lines. Just a little bit. It's not the worst creasing I've seen though, coming from a concealer. I would say just before you're powdering this, just double check, go over it with the sponge again, perfect it a little bit, and you should be fine. I did not really encounter any major creasing with this. But yeah, you guys, let's move on to the powder. Let's move on to their newly released product. So this is the Kosas Cloud Set Setting Powder, and this retails for $34. So this is Kosas' newest addition to the family. Let's have a look at what they're actually saying about this powder on their website. Now, this powder is actually a pigmented powder. It's gonna come in colors, and it comes in 10 different, 10 different shades. Now, I do have the shade Breezy, which is described as a sheer light shade. So this is a mica-based powder followed by silica. Of course, this is talc-free. So let's have a look at it. This is how it looks. I don't know if this is normal, so to speak, because I don't know if you can see, but it's probably because I always dip the brush in here, and now it kind of looks like a nipple. This might be a hard pan, right? This is so weird. I mean, I've used this powder now for a week or so, and it's already doing that. So I actually tried and used this powder only on one side of my face. Now, I did set my under eye with this, and then I used a bigger brush to just basically set the rest of my face with it, and this is how it looks. Now, it does mattify, but it does not kill off your glow completely. In general, does not completely fulfill my needs, but I feel like if you don't have combination skin or very oily skin, you may really appreciate this. But in general, I'm happy with this product. I just want to say it's not the most mattifying one. Alright, you guys, but enough with the base products. So let's move on to some color products, and let's start off with the bronzer. So this is the Kosas, the Sunshow Bronzer, and this retails for $34. So this bronzer is definitely no stranger to my channel. You might have seen this quite a lot on my channel, actually. This bronzer, every time I open it up, it just smells like Play-Doh. Every time I get this throwback to my childhood. So this bronzer was released last year, so April 2020, if I'm not mistaken. It was a spring release. So a lot of people either like this bronzer or really dislike it with a passion. And I do think it's because of this glow reflect. To be honest, on my skin, this doesn't come up as shimmery or anything, but it does reflect the light in a very flattering, lovely way. This comes in 3 shades. I have the lightest shade. I think it's, shade light. I feel like it has just this perfect bronzing shade. It is not orange in undertone. It's a little bit warmer, but it's not pulling like too warm, you know. It looks just really, really stunning. I could literally use this all over my face. I don't know what it is about this bronzer. I really, really enjoy it. So to me, this is a really nice bronzer. I like it. Just be aware that this does have a little bit of a glow. I feel like you can see it. It doesn't come up on my skin like overly shimmery though. I don't think this even has shimmer particles. It's just this interesting skin-like glow. It makes you literally look like you got sun-kissed. So let's actually move on to their blush and their highlighter, because they actually come in the same compartment. So you do actually have the option of a cream or powder. We're going to be talking about both of these formulas, but let's just start off with the powder formula. So this is the Kosas Color and Light Palette in the powder form in the shade Contrachroma, and this is the shade Longitude 0, and they retail for $34 each. So their powder formula here, let's talk about it. This comes actually with a blush and a highlighter. I have these two shades, Contrachroma and Longitude 0, but there's also another shade. I think they've got some more shades with the powder, right? So they have another color called Papaya 1972. I just kind of felt that was a little bit too peachy, orangey for me. So I passed that one, but I do have this Longitude 0 one, which is a pink one, and then Contrachroma looks really interesting, almost could pass as a bronzer. That's what I thought when I opened this up. I was like, whoa, I did not expect this to be that dark somehow, but it's not. Like, it just comes up at this perfect, almost like nude sort of beautiful. I have no idea how they describe this shade. How would you describe this shade? It's like a brown peach. Contrachroma is described as a golden powder. I mean, it's not golden, is it? A golden powder? Maybe the highlighter, but the highlighter isn't even gold. Like, I don't think they know how to describe this shade themselves. So it is just absolutely stunning. I am going to insert some swatches so you can see the Contrachroma blush and the Contrachroma highlighter. And then this is the Longitude 0 blush, and this is the Longitude 0 highlighter. Just be mindful when you dip in your brush into these. These are a little bit more powdery, you know. Contrachroma, it's actually such a beautiful, nice color. It doesn't pull too orange on me. It just looks like warmed up, like a healthy flush of something. Now, Longitude 0 is a beautiful pink. I don't like a lot of pink blushes, but I really, really like this one. Now, this is definitely more of a flattering pink on my face. I really do like this pink blush, although I'm not the biggest fan of pink blushes. This one works perfectly on me. These two blush shades are actually really, really nice. They're some of my favorite products from Kosas. I really enjoy the fact to have a blush and a highlighter in the same sort of compartment. Honestly though, I feel like I prefer the highlighter in this just by a little bit. I don't know why, but I think this highlighting shade is a little bit more punchy. This one is super subtle and it really surprised me. I thought it would lean pink, but it's not that pink. It is so subtle, it almost shocked me how subtle this highlighter is. Now, if you want a little bit more of a punch, this highlighter in the Contrachroma palette is definitely a little bit more intense. I also wanted to mention that they actually do have high intensity versions of this powder. So if you have a darker skin tone, a deeper skin tone, you may require a little bit more pigmentation. They definitely do have that option. I don't need that. I feel like the pigmentation on these blushes is quite mid-pigmented, so you can go in without, you know, having to worry too much that you're going to end up looking like a clown straight away. You can definitely blend them out. They're definitely not like a super, super, super pigmented powder. I appreciate that, but if you do require more pigment, there is an option, and I really like the fact that Kosas actually did that they added a high intensity pigment version of these beloved powders to their collection so that, you know, more people can actually use them. So let's talk about the palettes just in their cream formula. So this is the Color and Light palette in the cream formula, and this is the shade 8 Muse, and this is the shade Tropic Equinox, and each of them retail for $34. So they actually have 4 different shades. I have 2 of them. They also have a shade called Velvet Melon, and they have a shade called Helios. They are extremely, extremely pigmented, especially the shade 8 Muse. I mean, that made me look like a clown straight away. So next time I'm going to use this, I'm going to use just a little bit of this. And this shade Tropic Equinox, I thought this might be sort of a cream bronzer blush hybrid. It is super orange. This is too orange for me. It just doesn't look very flattering on my skin. Same with this. It's super shiny, super glossy, just accentuates every little pore on my face. And I don't know what it is, but that's just not for me. So I don't know, maybe you really like this cream formula. Maybe you have flawless skin and you love that dewy sort of gloss look on your cheeks. I just really don't. I mean, it's so glossy, I'm almost considering using this as a lip product. So I'm gonna show you some swatches so you can see all the shades and you're gonna see what I mean. So this is the 8 Muse, their blush, and this is the highlighter. This is Tropic Equinox, this is their blush, and this is the highlighter. Now another thing, I really didn't like these highlighters. I don't know why, they were just not doing anything and just looked like a gloss on my skin. So please don't be discouraged to try these just because I personally don't like them. And so that's it for my entire complexion. So let's move on to some eye products. So let's actually talk about their liquid eyeshadow formula. Now this is the 10-second eyeshadow and this retails for $28 each. Now I actually have this mixed metals trio, however I can't really find it on their website anymore. They had released that kit around, I think it was winter 2019, and they had included the shades Supreme, Globe and Astronaut. Astronaut was actually one of the limited shades that came with this kit. I think I know a retailer that still has these, so I'm gonna link it in my description box. And I think you can still get them somewhere on the internet. You know, don't give up if you just can't find them on their official website. That kit might still be around because one of them, $28, you know. I got 3 for, I don't even know how much I paid, but I got it like super discounted. So this is the shade Astronaut. This is the shade that I'm wearing today. So I also have the shade Globe and the shade Supreme. I only have those that came with this kit. Globe was literally that one shade that I always use. I actually like this. This is a liquid formula with a doe foot applicator, and I've made an entire video on this kit actually that just popped into my mind. That video is not though the greatest. I mean, I was just playing around with these shades for the very first time on camera, which was kind of a bad idea because I didn't really know what I was doing. I'm still gonna link it in the description box because in case you want to watch it, why not? They are so easy to use, and honestly, if you don't want to spend a lot of time on your eyeshadow and you find a shade here that you like, they're really nice. The only thing I will say is you gotta store them like that. You don't store them like this because otherwise this is literally water in here. If you literally store them like that, they're gonna separate. You don't want that, so you wanna store them this way. Another thing I do want to mention is that they don't have a stopper here. So be very careful when you open this up not to spill the product. I feel like these colors are not very layerable, so you can't really layer them on top of each other. That's one thing I've learned about them. Also, don't use an eye primer when you use this because the eye primer is just gonna mix in with this formula. Don't use anything on your eyes. Just literally use this product on clean eyes. So the shade Supreme is very goldeny and the shade Globe is this beautiful brown champagne-y shade. Absolutely stunning. The shade Astronaut, I feel like this shade really looks amazing on its own. It doesn't look as flattering with these two together. I don't know why. I would say these two together work, but this is just has to be worn on its own, you know? So if you're actually a fan of like a one color eye look and you don't want to spend much time, I literally just apply this onto my eyes with the doe foot and then I take a more of a denser sort of round brush. So I tend to use my Sigma E44 firm blender with this, and for more precision I use my Spectrum A12, but you can definitely brush them out, you can smoke them out. They don't dry as fast as some other formulas I've tried, so there is a little bit of room to play around with them. They're very unique products. Now all of these three, it's a metals trio, so all of these are going to be sort of metallic and shimmery. Now there are a couple of matte shades in their collection, so if you don't like that, just know that there are different color options. So let's move on to the next product. Let's move on to the mascara. So this is the Big Clean Mascara and this retails for $26. So this mascara was featured on my channel already before. I think I reviewed this when it came out. I love the packaging on this. This looks like such a fun mascara and it's heavy, like it really weighs a ton. I didn't expect it to be that heavy. Let's have a look at the brush. It's a really nice brush. I've got to say, I really like the brush. I love this mascara for the effect that it gives my lashes. I mean, this is so dramatic. If you look at it, like one side I'm wearing the mascara and then on the other side I'm not wearing a mascara. Oh my gosh, has this lifted my lashes to high heavens. Also, it doesn't take too long. I didn't have to build this product up too long to achieve this dramatic, feathery look. I really love the effect. I love the volume. I love the lengthening. I feel like this is a mascara that I truly like applying. It looks really, really stunning and it's not clumpy at all. I really love the effect that this gives me. Now, the downside of this mascara is the wear time for me. Unfortunately, this mascara at the end of my day gives me raccoon eyes. And I am powdering my under eye and everything. I just don't think that this mascara is worth it. At the end of my day, it's gonna smudge and it's gonna transfer. I just don't appreciate that about mascara. It's just the biggest deal breaker for me, you know. If they would adjust this formula to be waterproof or something, it would be an amazing mascara and I would love it, but unfortunately I can't love it. Okay, you guys, so that's it. At the moment, Kosas only has 2 eye products. Let's see what they're gonna come out with next. I still hope for an eyeshadow palette. Maybe. That would be great, a Kosas eyeshadow palette. Why not? Some powder eyeshadows. So anyway, let's move on to the lips. So let's start off with the lipstick. This is the Weightless lipstick and this retails for $28. This is the shade Rosewater. Now they do have multiple shades with this formula. This is the shade Rosewater. This was actually gifted to me. This is a tiny, tiny, tiny lipstick, like a tiny sample thing. I was so happy that I got a sample of this because I've got so many lipsticks. I would have never used up the full size of this color because it's not really my color. It's a pink lipstick. I mean, it's a beautiful pink shade. I like the formula though. I have to say, this was surprising to me because the formula is actually really lightweight and it really feels nourishing on your lips. You know, this is not a matte lipstick. I am so used to satin matte lipsticks. This is a little bit more of a hydrating formula, and to be honest, it's quite comparable to the Victoria Beckham formula. However, I feel like the Victoria Beckham one has a little bit more pigment. This is a little bit sheerer, but it looks super pretty. I think this looks very, very stunning. It's just not my favorite color, but well, you know, what can you do? If they would come out with a compelling brown shade, I might pick this formula up because it's a really nice one. So let's move on to another lip product. Let's move on to their lip glosses. So this is the Wet Lip Oil Gloss and this retails for $27. Now they have this lip oil gloss hybrid in 5 shades. I have the shade Dip. Now I'm wearing this right now. I really like this lip gloss. Is it something where I would say run out and get it? Not necessarily, but it's a good one, you know. I like it. I love the shade Dip. It's kind of a nude brown apricot shade. This was the closest to brown that I could find. And it's nice, you know. It's a really lovely, pretty shade. The formula is nice. This has a strong scent though. It smells like British shortbread. If you ever tried Walker's British shortbread, you guys, it smells like an English biscuit. It's exactly that smell. So good. I like it on my lips. It's hydrating. However, I feel like this is not the most long-wearing lip gloss I've tried out. Although this says lip oil, it doesn't feel oily. Now this one feels oily. The Lovina one. This feels like a gloss to me. A lot of slip to it, you know, it's not sticky whatsoever. It's maybe not the best lip gloss on the market, but it's a decent one and I think a lot of people may like this. Okay, you guys, so one more product and then we're definitely done with this review. So let's actually talk about a product that is not makeup that they released last year. So this is the Chemistry Deodorant, and this retails for $15. So this deodorant, you guys, I got the fragrance-free version. I love the fact that they actually offered a fragrance-free version with this. $15 lost forever. And I'm not mad because it was just $15. If they would have charged $30 for this, I would have gotten myself a refund, I swear, because this was one of the worst deodorants I've ever tried. It just wasn't it. It didn't do anything. I tried this in the summer. I felt like my armpits were sweatier than before I applied this. It actually made me sweat. I didn't hear a lot of people saying that it actually worked for them. So in case this is a product that you love and you found your perfect deodorant for $15, let me know. But it just does not work for me. It really does not. It doesn't do anything. And that was such a shame because I really wanted this to work. Also because I really like this roll-on thing. It's just, you can just put this in your bag. It's so nice. And you kind of get a lot of deodorant, like a lot of product, but it's just not worth it. That was it. Those were all the products. So you guys, please do tell me in the comments below if you have tried out anything by Kosas. Now do let me know if you've liked it, if you don't like it, or if you want to try out something after this video. Do let me know everything in the comments below. And also please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up in case you've enjoyed it. And if you do enjoy this kind of content before you're leaving, please don't forget to actually hit that subscribe button, join the Clean Beauty family on here, and don't forget to ring that bell because it will notify you about all of my upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.